Update 3. Get out of my house, my mother-in-law screamed at me, 8 months pregnant. My son deserves a younger, prettier wife. Emma's already 3 months pregnant. I smiled and left with my suitcase. She had no idea the mansion she was trying to steal was in my name all along. Why do you think your son deserves to inherit after violating every condition his father put in place? I'm sure the board at Emma's company would be interested in hearing about your threats. Should I continue? The silence on the other end was telling. You've lost, Victoria, I said quietly. The only question now is how much more damage you want to do to your family's reputation before you accept that. She hung up without another word. Nana reached across the table and squeezed my hand. You did good, child. Now, shall we discuss the nursery? That mansion of yours needs some brightening up. I smiled, feeling the weight of the past months lifting. Sometimes, the best revenge isn't just about winning, it's about staying true to yourself while watching others reveal who they really are. The baby kicked again, and I knew that whatever came next, we would face it together, stronger for having weathered the storm. Yes, I said to Nana, let's talk about the future. 3 months later I sat in the hospital room, holding my newborn daughter, Lily, while Nana beamed proudly beside me. The delivery had been smooth, and my little girl was perfect. A head full of dark hair and her mother's determination, evident in her strong grip on my finger. The past months had brought changes I never expected. Emma had taken my advice and contacted the lawyer. She was now set up in a comfortable apartment, her prenatal care covered, and a solid support system in place. We weren't friends exactly, but we'd reached an understanding. Our children would be siblings, and that connection deserved respect. Marcus, on the other hand, had spiraled. After the trust fund managers officially revoked his inheritance, he moved back in with Victoria. His dreams of luxury, living with his young girlfriend, shattered. Last I heard, he was working as a junior associate at a small firm, the only place that would hire him after word of his behavior spread through our social circle. A soft knock at the door interrupted my thoughts. It was James, the family lawyer, his eyes twinkling as he looked at Lily. She's beautiful, he said, then cleared his throat. I have some papers for you to sign when you're feeling up to it. The trust fund managers have made their final decision. I nodded, having expected this. What's the verdict? Given Marcus's violation of the terms, and your grandmother's influence, they've decided to transfer the entire trust to Lily, he said with a smile. With you as executor, of course. They felt it was fitting. Like father, like daughter. But this time, in the right hands. Victoria had tried to fight it, of course. She'd hired lawyers, threatened lawsuits, even attempted to claim I had tricked Marcus into violating the trust conditions. But evidence doesn't lie, and her desperate attempts only served to further damage their reputation. There's something else, James continued, pulling out another envelope. Emma had her baby last week, a boy. She's named you as godmother. This surprised me. Emma and I had maintained a cordial relationship, but this was unexpected. Why? I asked. She said, you were the only one who treated her with dignity when everything fell apart, James explained. She wants her son to have someone like that in his life. Nana squeezed my hand. Sometimes, the family we choose is stronger than the family we're born into. As if to emphasize the point, my phone lit up with a message from Emma, a photo of her son, tiny and perfect, with the caption, "Meet your sister Lily." I looked down at my daughter, peaceful in my arms, and felt a surge of gratitude, not for the money, or the house, or even the satisfaction of seeing justice served, but for the clarity this whole ordeal had brought. I knew now what kind of mother I wanted to be, strong, compassionate, and wise enough to break cycles of toxicity. Victoria had tried one last time to reach out, showing up at the mansion a week before my due date. She'd switched tactics, playing the repentant grandmother, claiming she'd only wanted what was best for her son. You can't keep me from my grandchild, she pleaded. No, I replied, your actions did that. But if someday you can prove you've changed, really changed, maybe we can discuss supervised visits. Until then, Lily deserves better than what you did to her mother. Now, cradling my daughter in a quiet hospital room, I knew I'd made the right choice. Lily would grow up knowing her worth, understanding that strength comes in many forms, and that sometimes, the biggest victories come not from destroying others, but from rising above their attempts to destroy you. Nana took Lily in her arms, humming softly. You know, she said, your grandfather would be proud. He built his fortune hoping it would protect his family. Now it finally will. James excused himself, leaving us to our quiet celebration. As the afternoon sun painted the room in warm light, I thought about the future ahead. The mansion would be filled with children's laughter, not just Lily's, but her brothers too, when he visited. There would be birthday parties and holidays, where both children would be welcomed, where the mistakes of their parents wouldn't shadow their relationships. My phone buzzed one last time. A text from Marcus: "I'm sorry for everything, you deserved better, 5 years too late." But at least he finally learned something. I didn't respond. Some chapters are better left closed. Looking at Lily, I smiled. "Welcome to the world, little one. You're going to change it." And as my daughter gripped my finger with her tiny hand, I knew that sometimes, the happy endings we get aren't the ones we planned for, they're better. Because they're earned. Shaped by our choices, our strength, and our ability to rise above those who tried to bring us down. Nana was right. The family we choose, the boundaries we set, and the grace we show in victory say more about us than any revenge ever could. Lily would grow up knowing that story, understanding that true strength lies not in power over others, but in remaining true to yourself when others try to break you. And that was the greatest victory of all. This is where our story comes to end. Dear listeners, please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, share, and follow. Thanks to all for your support.